Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another edition of the Mandatory Live. Remember, if you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button. Also, follow us on our social media channels. We're at the Mandatory TKO. We're also on the audio side. So find us there as well, wherever you get your shows, podcasts. Leave a rate and review. Also, give us a 5-star because that does help the channel grow. And if you've already done that, thank you so much. We appreciate you rocking with us.
His boot's going to be avoided by the top 147 guys and forced to move up. There's only one guy at 147 I really want to see him face.
Bryan Norman Jr.
Yeah, and I would hope Ryan Norman Jr. would take that fight because, like, why would you not? Will the offer be in? Like, whatever. Like, that's the fight to make at welterweight. Those two dudes, like, because I respect to Mario Barrios, but I mean,
well, he also got Dortico's winning, which I think is really interesting. Tell us why, because that's what I want to know. As for Boots being
I don't
avoided,
think that's crazy. By the way, I don't think Zerto's honest. Like, he's
no, not at all. So
Yeah.
I do kind of rock with that. I do want to say one thing though. Okay, I think Boots, if he has more of the belt, more cachet, right? Like if we're going for undisputed, so if he gets the belt from Mario Barrios, which I think it will be easier for him to do, and then he fights Bryan Norman Jr. and they have it for undisputed.
Let me ask you a question.
Then it's bigger. That's a big fight, right? Like that's what I'm saying.
I agree, but let me ask you a question. Do you think you'd rather see Boots versus Bryan Norman Jr.? Let's say they unify.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for undisputed if someone already has a WBC, whatever. Like if Barrios and Norman fought and whatever.
Yeah.
Or if the Virgil Ortiz thing comes back around. Would you rather Boots be like, yo, fuck these titles?
That's the bigger
I'm going
fight.
to 154.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather still see him finish it out at welterweight just because, like, I want titles to matter. I want world titles to matter.
But here's the thing. Okay, this is why I think it'd be better because we know what Virgil is trying to do at 154 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Boots unifies the division, if he beats Bryan Norman Jr. and like is possibly undisputed, then it's an even bigger fight, Brian. Then it's an even bigger fight because I think his name gets a little bit bigger. Because let's be serious, there's still a lot of people, and I'm talking about casual fans that don't know who Jaron Boots Ennis is. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I don't like saying it because I think Boots is super talented. He should be the face of boxing, at least one of them, and he's not.
One of them, yeah.
And so Virgil and Boots is the fight to make, and my heart would be with Virgil, but I think Boots would win. But I'm not sure though. I'm not sure.
I've always liked Boots in that fight.
You know, I'm gonna rock with Virgil. Like the style of fight, I love.
It's
Virgil
a styles
Ortiz.
thing, yeah, and I prefer Boots' style because I like a little bit more well-roundedness. If I could create a term there. That may actually be an English term. I did all right in English.
Well-roundedness, is that even a word?
It might be.
You're an author, okay? Okay, tighten up, Brian. Tighten up.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. It's a thing. Well-roundedness generally refers to possessing a balance of diverse skills, interests, and experiences.
Jay Will, 154 has some monsters waiting for Boots. Okay, I got a question for you. This is kind of a silly one. So say like Boots is like, just listen, okay? Because we know Virgil wants Bud. Okay, Virgil wants Bud. He's not even like
Bud's about to be a heavyweight soon. The way he's going,
but I'm just saying, like, there's some very interesting fights at 154. What if Boots is like, you know what, Bryan Norman Jr. ain't gonna fight me. I just already beat Mario Barrios, whatever. And then he goes up to 154, and it's like him and Tim Tszyu. Would you watch that fight? Because I think Boots would need a fight at 154 pounds before he fights Virgil Ortiz at 154 pounds. What if that guy was Tim Tszyu, who apparently is back?
But I'm not like, are you sold on the idea of Tim Tszyu beating Keith Thurman? Because if that fight is supposed to be next.
But we haven't seen one time in a minute.
Wait. If Keith Thurman beats Tim Tszyu,
then that's the fight I want to see. I want to see Boots. I want to see
the OG welterweight great against the new.
One time was a problem. Like people forget, one time was a problem at one time. Just saying.
Do y'all think Tim Tszyu beats Keith Thurman?
I don't know because I don't know what Keith Thurman we're gonna get. Like what Keith Thurman are we going to get? Because if we're talking like prime Keith Thurman, what we used to see, I don't think Tim Tszyu beats him. But I don't know what Keith Thurman we're going to get. He's been injured so much. He's been pulling out of fights. He's older.
He beat Brock Jarvis. I know that's not a big thing, but he got him out of there. Got him out of there pretty quickly. I think that'll be interesting. All right, we have a
I'm
lot more
trying to watch.
comments.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we do gotta get. We said we're gonna
All
keep
right,
this tight, and it just didn't happen.
it's not. We still got a couple other things to get to. Jake Paul, we already put this one up. Jake Paul is a clown when he was willing to fight Tank. So was Sean O'Malley, by the way.
Yeah,
I actually want that to happen because he would just
Sean O'Malley just doesn't care, you guys.
one body shot and that shit
Yeah.
will be over. Jay Will, Uriah Hall, KO Musasi with that nasty spinning back kick. Yes, love
Yes.
Uriah Hall. Clifton Dennis, now, as in like this would be a good time, like 2:30 to 3 Eastern on a Friday or something
By the
like
way,
that.
Clifton Dennis, you left a comment on our YouTube, like just supporting the show, and we did see it. We didn't comment back because we're super busy. We appreciate you. You've been one of the day ones, and so we do appreciate you leaving a comment saying that you like the show and all that. So thank you.
Where do y'all see Keyshawn Davis in 5 years? We could use this as the
The
avenue to
face
get
of
to one of our
boxing.
next topics.
The face of boxing.
Do you
Like,
really?
yeah, I think you know how we were talking about like Bud and Spence at one time? It's
He
gonna be
does
Keyshawn,
remind me
dude.
of a young Terrence Crawford a little bit.
Yeah, very much so. He's gonna
You
be a
know,
face. Like, and the way he sells it, like the energy. Like when you saw his fight last year in Norfolk, Virginia, the energy he brought up the band, like
Mhm.
he has it all. He has all of the star power, and I think we're gonna be looking at him if Keyshawn keeps this up in the way that he fights. Like he can have the same type of cachet as Tank. I think.
He has more power than Shakur, but not as good defensively. But he has less power than Tank, but might be better defensively. You know what I mean? So
I think.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's a mini Bud. You know what I mean?
I'm
I don't
telling
know if
you.
he's gonna be that, but
I think so.
maybe.
I think Keyshawn is that dude. Like I think he's gonna be a face of boxing for sure. I think he's gonna be what we thought Jaron Boots Ennis was gonna be at his age. Like when
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I'm
you
like
get what I'm
Boots is
trying to say?
still. I get, yeah, because Boots is
27,
sneaky. He's
26.
sneaky. He's sneak. No, I think he's 28 already.
Okay, yeah. So when Keyshawn turns 28, he's gonna be bigger than Boots, but Boots should have been bigger. Like
Boots will be 28 2 months. So by the next time he
yeah.
fights, next time we see him, he'll be
Boot
28 years
like
old.
I don't understand. Like it's the thing about boxing though. Like, you know what I mean? Like he
I,
should be a way bigger name, dude.
I think it could still come for him at least because like with Bud, it came late,
Yeah,
but
true.
he's finally gotten to that point, at least to some extent. And
But
then
that's because Bud had to like even though Bud had good fights and like he like look what he did to Sean Porter. And I know they're gonna say, well, Sean
he
Porter
fought
fought
Amir Khan
Spence.
at the Garden. I was there
Yeah,
for that. You
but
know,
this is the one thing that I will say is that I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Brian. like, dude, I don't care if you were at that fight. I lost my. I had a good point too. If
the
it's important, they'll come
the
back. I don't know.
murderer was there too. He won an unspectacular unanimous decision. Anyway, Afro Soul Boots has nothing to prove at 147. The sparring story has proved that Norman Sr. has no faith in his son and his
Ooh.
chances against Boots. A Philly boxer who witnessed all their sparring sessions said none of them were close. To be clear, I don't think like if Brian Norman Jr. wasn't the WBO champion at welterweight, I wouldn't be calling for that fight.
I think
I only care about that fight because he has a title. I think Boots is going to beat him.
100%. Oh, this is the thing that I was going to say is that Boots had a good resume in my opinion and he was knocking out and stopping dudes and he wasn't getting his respect. He had to beat a Errol Spence to get the respect that he deserved. It came a little bit too late, but he ended up getting it. But after he beat Spence, he got the respect. So until Boots fights a bigger name, he just fought Stanionis, which I think is a name on his resume. Until Boots has that big time fight, I don't think he's going to get the respect that he deserves. But
Which
Boots
is
is that good.
which is kind of crazy because Bud had like the Victor Postal was like the breakout performance, so to speak, because people thought that was going to be closer than it was, and he just dominated him. But then
Yeah.
that was a win that didn't age that well because Postal was not like he
That
didn't
yeah.
end up like becoming, he got another title shot, but he wasn't like that. And then after that, it was like John Molina Jr., Felix Diaz, who I was actually pretty high on. I liked Felix Diaz. He was nice. He got robbed against Lamont Peterson. Julius Ndongo, who became like a fucking like just damn near a can after they fought.
Yeah.
He's been knocked out a lot since. Go look at his box rec. Jeff Horn, who we all thought lost to Manny Pacquiao and got that fight. and then Jose Benavidez Jr. So it's like it was a string of just kind of you know,
Clifton Dennis.
and then Amir Khan, Mean Machine, Kell Brook,
But
Sean
Amir Khan
Porter.
was going to get knocked out. We know that. The guy's glasses made a
Still
chin.
a fun fight.
Wait a
Fun
minute. I like
fighter.
Keyshawn. This is from Clifton Davis. Wait a minute. I like Keyshawn and all, but who has he beat? Is it possible we're overrating him? Top rank matchmaking, Baranchek, I think, was a good fight. And he beat Baranchek like pretty
projecting.
convincingly, yo.
It was a 5 year from now question. I think Keyshawn needs to, you know, I mean, well,
Keyshawn's 26. I didn't realize that him and Boots are so close in age. There's only a 2-year difference. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't realize Keyshawn Davis is 26 years old.
Yeah, 5 years from now he'd be 31.
Sheesh. Okay, so I do think in 2 years
take
he's
some of
be
it
even
back
bigger.
now.
No, because I do think in 2 years he'll be bigger than what Boots is at 28 years old.
We should mention Keyshawn Davis's next fight because we've been talking about Keyshawn.
Edwin De Los Santos.
It's Edwin De Los Santos. I don't like this at all. Edwin De Los Santos, he had like a health issue, and we haven't seen him in a year and a half since that boring ass fight with Shakur Stevenson. And for some reason, he's getting a title shot now, despite the fact that when you look at the WBO rankings, because listen, we want to hold these governing bodies accountable, and we have more comments to get to as well that we got to skip ahead to. Keyshawn Davis's number one contender right now is Raymond Murataya. Edwin De Los Santos.
That's a good fight. I want to see that fight.
Well, Murataya has to beat Abdulayev in May.
He better, because Murataya has disappointed me a little bit. I feel like he should be a bigger name, but hey, what do I know?
But they're fighting. So that fight doesn't even have anything to do with this, because I think that's an IBF eliminator, or even for an interim title, as a matter of fact. Let me verify. I'm pretty sure it's an interim. Yeah, it's an interim title for the IBF. So this is a Lomachenko thing all of a sudden when it comes to Raymond Murataya. Okay, we have Keyshawn Davis fighting the number 13 ranked contender for the WBO. For people who don't remember, when Tyson Fury fought Derek Chisora for the heavyweight title, a fight that a lot of people killed, Chisora was like 13, 14. Just to give you an idea. Also, Derek Cuevas was like very low, I think 12, 13, 14, when he fought Brian Norman recently for the welterweight title. Going back to some other comments because we're late. You don't want to try me says we're not getting prime Thurman, but that might be enough. Which I just found mad funny. So yeah, if you look at the WBO, like just Raymond Murataya is number one, but he's fighting for the IBF interim, so that's irrelevant. Sam Noakes, he's from England, so I know you're not gonna be a big fan of his.
No, but Foxy's in the house right here. I know Foxy's from the UK. Foxy, a good friend of the show. Afternoon, evening, everyone. Foxy, good friend of the show. Thanks for rocking with us.